hello. Well, we're back. Mommy is home, and the children are gone to play with mommy. We just had a wonderful time running around this table playing to Run Run Rudolph. What a song! My gosh. She ran out of energy, not me. What's with that? Like, this is my daughter? My youngest daughter? Okay, so what are we doing now? What do you want to do? Tell me, just like Desmond would say. Tell me something. Ask me a question. Go ahead, ask me anything. Ask me a question. What's your name? Did you see that video Desmond did? It was very cute. You know, my house is becoming my home, right? Let me show it to you. I'm really pleased with it. Look at this. I'll turn this around. Look at that. That's a ball I made. It cost me $150 to make this ball because I had to pay for materials and the teacher and the course. However, I did not know how to do it before, and I do know how to do it now, but I could have looked at it and figured it out. And here's a random basket, which is just willow. And I harvested some herb. That one's basil, and that one I think starts with a C. So I was going to tell you stuff. Oh yeah, how I've made my house my home. Well, now ignore this, and ignore this, and ignore that, and ignore that, and ignore that. And let's see, what can you look at? Oh yes, that's what I was going to show you. There's my mom saying goodbye. Isn't that amazing? Look at her smile. People tell me my smile is like hers. What a beautiful person. She was so full of love for everybody. She took care of all the professors in her department. She was so wonderful. There's my family. I made this. Do you realize that? I used to do stained glass. I never did it on here. I tried to do it on YouTube once. I was past it. I could not do stained glass. But I did all this. Isn't that beautiful? This is supposed to be a red-tailed hawk, but of course it's I did it wrong. I mean, look at this. Anyway, we won't talk about that. But anyway, it is what it is, and it's the hawk that I created, and you know, so this hawk exists now. It didn't exist before, now it does. I got this basket in Holland. Looks like you're running out of battery. See, my curtain rods are sticks. I like the ones that have roots on the best. And I got my gourd up there. If you can dream it, you can do it. Spinning wheel. I forgot to bring the other spinning wheel back from Georgia. My baskets, and all this stuff is for making baskets. It's all turning into baskets, even as we sit here. Well, not as we sit here, but these baskets are all new. And this one is happening. So all this is going to turn into baskets. And this is Christmas stuff, which I just brought home from Georgia. And there's a birdhouse I made. Oh yeah, these are my Christmas presents for my family. And then I was in the middle of making this one. Then I dashed off to Georgia. Oh, and then I was going to decorate these bells. I was going to paint them and hang them up. You know, maybe I shouldn't paint them. Maybe I should just leave them just the way they are. See, I could hang them up. Isn't that cool? What color would I paint them? Okay, Google, you gotta be a little quieter than that. See, if you touch one side, the lights get higher.
Control the volume, say volume up or volume down. You can also tap either side of the device.
There. Anyway, and then stuff here is all from my mom's. And this is the drawers to the desk, which is my mom's desk. I would love to have this desk and use it. I'm running out of power. Your cord, where are you, cord? Every time I move it around, I should have 20 cords. I should have a cord in every single hole. And then I would, here it is. And I would just be able to talk to you and take you everywhere. Look at how much more energy you have now. Oh, yes. So here I have the egg whites I just made with Desmond and Maya for, I'm going to make lemon meringue pie for my darling daughter Scarlett for her birthday, which was a month or two ago now, or 3. But instead of having to make a pie crust, I bought look at this. I bought a graham cracker crust. Now I can't eat this stuff anymore, but this is definitely a much better kind of pie crust than any other kind of pie crust. Look at that. Don't you just wish you could eat sugar? Oh well, but it's more fun to be skinny. It really is nice to be pain-free. I mean, I'm not completely pain-free. I get pain right across the middle of my back. And my chiropractor said if you ice up here, the back of your shoulders, that's the thing to do. But you know, sometimes I think that the cramps across my back, I think that they are Charlie horses, you know? And so they really hurt. And it happens from standing in one place or from reaching my arms forward, like doing the dishes. So, you know, gotta think of things. So now, what are we doing? So we could make this pie crust. Would you like to make a pie? I mean the pie, lemon meringue pie. I'll need cornstarch. Oh look, right there. Life is good today. Some days are very good days. And some days are not. But they can all be good days. Actually, you know, I work best when I've got lots of projects going at once. Cornstarch. You know, what if I made some, I'll need cornstarch and I'll need sugar. I got this huge thing of sugar. I don't eat sugar. But my family all does, so they will be very happy. Hey, you want to see this pretty thing I got from my mom's? Isn't that beautiful? It broke on the way home. Like, how old is this? You know, this is probably like the English Tea Collection, Andrea by, can't read that one. Andrea by, sometimes you can do this if you, S-A-D-O or E-K. Hey, I'll show it to you. Hey, and then I'll read it in the picture. I'm gonna have to touch it so it'll focus right there. Can you see it? Sodak or something? Yeah, I know, it's backwards, eh? Maybe if I turn you around and then put it on the other side of you, maybe it'll be right ways around. Look at that. Okay, so we have to touch it. So, come on, focus. Oh, there we go. So, can you read it? By something said or S-O-L-E-K or something like that. Okay, I have to answer the phone. It's probably Abraham because it's a local call. Hello? Hi, is Dad there yet? Well, he said he left here this morning and he said that Abe was expecting him to pick him up at 9. So he left right away when he woke up. But I don't know what time he left. Okay, so he's somewhere out there in the ether. Okay, I love you. See you soon. Bye. We've been making lots of baking. I made Christmas stollen and shortbread cookies, you know, like cookie press cookies, and chocolate chip cookies, and gingerbread men, and now I'm making a lemon meringue pie for Scarlett for her birthday, which was 3 months ago. Okay, so can't wait to see you. Bye. Don't forget my cord, okay? Okay, good. Okay, love you. Bye. That's the baby of my family, Abraham. Oh, look, the chickadee is there. I've been feeding them in a new place, but I never work in my kitchen, right? So, but look, they are in the woods in there. I grew those trees. Can you believe that? I mean, I didn't, the Lord did it, but I planted them and I watered them, and then they grew and grew all by themselves, and now they're hosting the birds. Where is this? There it is, right there. It's a hairy woodpecker. They're just like a downy, only they're bigger. Hi, one person. Look, I have one person watching and one thumbs up. Not that that matters. So we have that, and there was also a chickadee in the tree. And I brought home more bird feeders. Isn't that amazing? You're right. It's so amazing. Oh, and now we have a blue jay. Hello, blue jay. He wants some too. Blue jays are kind of rough sometimes with other birds. Where is my feeder? I've lost it. There. Okay. Are they getting something off the ground? Ah, look at. Do you know what those little yellow dots are? Everywhere. Those yellow dots are the seeds from the birch trees. For years, like 20 years or so, I've been wanting to transplant birch trees. I wanted birch trees to grow everywhere, but I couldn't figure out what a baby birch tree looks like because it doesn't have red. I think it has red instead of white. I love snow. I love it when you get a snow and an ice at the same time and it sticks to the trees. You know, like sometimes it can stick for months and it can just stay on the trees. But other times it's not, it just lands on the trees. As soon as the wind blows, it all falls off. Hey, that looks like a Santa Claus sitting there in the chair. That's kind of neat. I have to get all my people and put them out there on the deck. My creche. I bought myself a huge creche last year. I love living here. It was so nice in Georgia. Couldn't believe how nice the people were. Everybody was helping me. They all came over and said, if you need any help, let me know. And so I did. I said, can you help me do this? And yes. And then one neighbor felt bad that he hadn't checked to see if there was anything else I wanted him to do. Can you imagine what an incredible person that is? I mean, talk about godly people. Or Christ-like, I guess. Pious. I thought pious was like uppity or proud or I'm better than you are. But pious really meant really Christ-like. I didn't know that. Hey, there's a chickadee back in that tree behind it. I could go sit out there and feed them in my hand, and they'll sit on my hand and eat. Where are they? I can see them, but you can't. Oh, he's on the feeder, which is on that side. My window is dirty. I really like clean windows. Should try plugging in those lights, see if they work. I never took them in from last year. But you know, sometimes, oh, did you see the Savior here? I mean, it's not the Savior, it's a statue of him, but where is it? Look at that, I brought it home. It was like one of the last things I brought home. I walked by it and I just lifted the head and it wasn't that heavy, and I walked it through and I left it at the front door and to hold the front screen door closed. And then the very last thing, I went to the car and I thought, you know what? the weight is not distributed evenly enough. There needs to be more weight at the back. And then I wandered into the house for another last look. There's so many things I was going to bring and I forgot. I really should go back and get another truckload. Anyway, they're in this tree now too. But anyway, and then I went back out to the car, and the last thing I did, I walked by my statue, and I just I picked him up by his head, and I didn't even think about it. I just carried him in, and there was a loose sweater, and I put the sweater over it and laid it down, and it was like, wow, I had room for this heavy statue. This is like such a wonderful statue. It depicts Christ holding a lamb. I mean, Christ was the lamb, pure and perfect and the ultimate sacrifice. Oh, and I have another bird feeder here too. I'll fill it up. They have to be able to outsmart the cats. But you know, as I looked at this place, you know, this is really a dangerous place for them because under the deck, it's like a foot off the ground. And so those cats live under the deck. Look at this. There's so many birds in there now. This is a perfect little haven. Do you have chickadees where you live? Or hairy woodpeckers? Or snow? Isn't snow wonderful? I just love it. It's so pretty. I wonder how much battery you've got. I wonder if I go outside if you'll die immediately.
No, I'm just going to get my purse. Did you buy anything for us right now? No, because Christmas is coming in a couple days. All new things are for Christmas. 2 more days? Yep, so soon. You'll need 1 more sleep until Christmas? 2 more sleeps. No, that's not right. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
Well, it's a perfect time then to it's a perfect time to do Christmas baking and listen to Christmas carols. See what the chickadees do is they go over and they'll get one seed, and then they'll fly away and sit in a tree and eat it. Then they'll come back. I love feeding them on my hand. They come when I feed them on my hand. Here, let's go over there. You have no more corn there. Doesn't seem to be one anywhere. I want to have one. Aww, aren't they great? Okay, I'll plug you up. Okay, there we go. Where'd he go? Did he go in that hole? That would be beautiful, Hamad. He said, here is usually raining tiny pieces of ice, which is so beautiful and could be dangerous sometimes. But yeah, I love the sound of war in the winds as all the trees broke. It sounded like gunshots or cannons. Then you'd hear the ice crackling and landing on the ground, which was ice covered in it. So they'd crackle as they broke and they'd fall, and you'd hear them, and then you'd hear them slide down the hill. So it's all hills here, all around. But I do like having a bit of ice on the trees that holds the snow. I mean, that's the best, because sometimes winter can get kind of dull. They all left. Everyone is gone. The whole bush is empty. Look at all these trees. Look at them. Can you imagine being able to be old enough to say, I pulled that tree up from the roadside and I planted it? How tall they are. Look how much they grew in 1 year. They grew from that top thing right there all the way to there. And the other one grew from there all the way to there. And the year before it grew from there all the way to there. They make a whorl of branches, and in between they just have little branches, random branches, every year. Oh look, there's a junco. Good morning, Simply Nikki. Can you see that one? Let's see if we can zoom in on him. See the junco? They like to eat on the ground. So this is perfect for him because he might be quite warm outside. I think this is dripping. I could probably go out without a coat on. But now that I have all these coats, why would I do that? I just saw the blue jay arrive up there. Somewhere up there. Somewhere up there. He's just sitting there. He's taking a break. What a great spot to perch. A little pile of snow. It's probably cold on his feet. I don't know if they have nerve endings in their feet. They're like little sticks. If you've ever had a chickadee stand on you, he has these little claws. They kind of pinch you and they look little sticks. See how I hooked this thing in there? There was no branch to hook it over, so I took this stick. No, that's the railing. Behind it, up there, that's the stick. I lashed it to that tree, and I lashed it to this little tree over a fork. And then right at the very end of the stick, this little tip is where it's hanging on. There, you can see it better there. Oh, that was very creative. You know, I used to have, outside of every window of my house, I had a post about 8 feet tall, and I planted them a couple feet down, and then I put a flat board on top. So you'd look out the window and there'd be this post with a flat board, and I would put food on it, and so from every window I could watch the birds. Look at how his colors are. Aren't they gorgeous? Most people don't really like blue jays because they take the food and scare the little birds away. And they eat a lot. But they're a bigger animal, you know. They're not an animal. I know. So much going on here. We have to make you farther away so you can see the big picture. There's been times that I've put a table right outside the window, and I put tons of birdseed on it, and then I watched the birds, and the cat was in the window watching outside. And so I videoed it, and it's called Entertainment for Cats. If you like cat videos. I have some cool cat videos. I put the head cam under his neck, and away he went. He jumped up on the roof, and actually he got it off, and so I had to climb up on the roof and get it, or I had to use a stick, which is in another video. Reclaiming my Go Hero, or what is that? GoPro Hero. This is a nice Christmas scene, isn't it? Merry Christmas. Oh, you remember the cat cam? Oh, you've been around. You're no spring chicken. That was fun, wasn't it? I put it on him and let him go in the basement, and he immediately rubbed against. I know you'll love it. He went in there in the basement, and he immediately rubbed the camera against the sand to try and get it off. We don't have a finished basement. It's a crawl space with sand on the bottom. It's a wooden foundation. Very strange. Anyway, so the cat went in there and he scratched up the whole front of the GoPro Hero. And that was the end of the cat camming. Well, I think I still used it, but I had a really scratched up camera. Boy, I've been through a lot of cameras with you guys, haven't I? Like, gee, I started out with a little, what kind was that? A Canon? A little Canon, and I could hold it under my neck. And it had a card in it. And I would put the card into my computer, and then I would upload them. And so I took so many videos. I was like taking 10 a day. And I mean, like, that's like what I'm doing now. Like, my life is just, what else am I going to do? Huh? Nobody comes to visit. I can wait forever and nobody will come over. So this is it. You're here. Look at this. We're here together. And you can actually see that bird that I am looking at right there. You know, like, this is really cool. You are in real time with me. That's even cooler. So I gotta be careful how I hold the camera so I don't make you dizzy. Look at that. Now all the chickadees. That's an upside down bird. That is a white-throated nuthatch. Hello. Hi, guys. Thanks for checking. I'm still, oh, whatever, a piece of... Anyway, there's our birds. Oh, look it. There's people have been thumbs upping. I have 4 thumbs ups. Isn't that fun? See, the more thumbs upping you do, then the more it'll show up when you look for stuff. If you want my stuff. If you don't want my stuff, you know. But I think if you thumbs down, you also increase the chances. Something. It doesn't go away. It's like they like the contention because then people will all watch. I don't like contention. I think it's not very healthy. I think we should be very, very careful not to contend with our neighbors or our friends. It's really difficult right now. You have to really, really be forgiving and loving and accepting. We're all different. We're all on different levels. And we're all working out our own salvation. We're, you know. Hello from East Texas, Riva. Well, we are in Canada, Ontario, Canada. North of Syracuse. That's how I tell people where it is. And we have snow, and soon there's going to be a crash right there. I have to go down to the Hobbit hole and get it, but it's really fun to just hang out and watch the birds and talk to you. So why would I want to do anything else? I haven't really sat and watched the birds at all. Why is that? I guess this is not a perfect spot. That's what the problem is. I used to have perfect spots, and then my house got renovated, and everything changed. And I haven't fit into it yet. You know, I'm just taking my house back. Oh yeah, that's what this video began about. I was showing you stuff I had done around my house. I have all this cool furniture from my mom. Kind of nice listening to the music on the, what is that called, a little home device? It's a Google one. You gotta be careful not ever to say that word because she hears you and she will stop what she's doing. You can see this reflection of the other side of the room. Isn't that interesting? Look at that. That big reflection there. It's not what it looks like out there. What it looks like out there is just like the rest of this, trees. And there's the sky here is white. It's not yellow. That is a big reflection. So you're seeing, let's see now, that is a reflection of not this railing. There isn't a railing there. That's right. Look at that. I'm going to put a railing there one day because I think that those trees deserve to have their own world. And people should not think that the deck is more important than the trees and try and cut them so that they can walk easily because those trees are more important than this deck. The deck goes up under the trees because I want to be under the trees. There's my person out there. I could really make that into a person. It would not be too hard. The face is always a problem. He's got a nice face. Oh, he's already got a body. Isn't that a really nice one? I just love that. Just love it. He just loves each of us. Each one of us are the lost lambs. And he leaves the 99 and he goes to find us. And he blesses us and waits for us to notice. And he saves us from all kinds of problems. But, you know, he also gives us problems because we need them to grow and to become like him. You know, like you can't learn patience unless you got lots of trouble to be patient about. So, you know, one day you learn patience. Hi, Jack. Jack, you're getting to be an old friend. All these people with these names that I see from time to time with these wonderful things you people say. We're watching the birds who have left. And we're listening to Christmas music. And we're hanging out. I'm going to try plugging those lights in, you know. Seeing if I can use them again this year. I should probably get up and show you guys some cool stuff I got from Georgia. Okay, so this reflection of the other side, I think that's important. Let's look at that. Put my shoe back on. I have a very crowded house right now. Look at this. I got these blouses from my mom. Aren't they beautiful? It's too big. It's an 18 and now I wear a 16. But who cares? I wear layers. And look at this. Look what I used it to wrap up. Look at this other blouse. You know, they're all old and they're stained, which means what do you do with them, right? You throw them in the garbage? Well, I would throw them in the garbage. If I can't wear them out, you know where I'll wear them? In the garden. Because I can. Look at this one. It doesn't match anything, but I just thought it was so pretty. Hi, Seth. Isn't that beautiful? And it's not broken. I mean, everything I get is kind of chipped or something because it's from the dump. But this is beautiful. Of course, I chip things as quick as I look at them. Isn't that a beautiful piece? Just think that's so nice. See what else is in this cool box. Uh-oh, now we're not even looking at the birds or those things. Now we're into this. My mother has some really pretty clothes. Now look. Look at this set. This is the gold band china of my grandmother's. Now, let's see what it is I have in the cupboard, which also is from my grandmother. You know, our table is going to be so beautiful at Christmas. Look at this. I put them right out here. Somebody online bought a whole set of china for... So, see, this is my grandmother's. This is a B. So this must be a G. She called herself Georgie. Her name was Myrtle. Myrtle Lualis Bear. And so it's Georgie Kenyon Bear. GBK. Georgie Bear Kenyon. But look at this. So there's this thick gold band and there's this thinner gold band. So I've actually got two sets here. Like, this is phenomenal. How many sets did she have? That's Mary Jane's set. From her aunt, I think. So, and in this set, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's see, there's Ben and his wife, Scarlett and Bo, Elida, Daniel, Abraham, me, and Dad. That's 9 pieces, 9 people. I have 5 and 2 is 7 and 2 kids are married. So we got a little laundry here to do. Look at this. I did that. I made Christmas stollen already. And chocolate chip cookies, and what are those? Shortbreads, and at least the kids made gingerbread man. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? Desmond made that. Isn't that cool? Anyway, so what was I going to tell? Oh yeah, the dishes. So there's other. I don't think they're all the same either. Like I think that there might even be another set in here. See, says Ma's Gold Band China. I can't believe like that my mother would look at this. Look at this. Now some of them you see are not see how old and stained that is. And this. Now, will this all come off? Can I clean it? Havilland Limited. What does this one say? Regency Gold Porcelain Fine China. 1985, made in Japan. Isn't that cool? And this one said Haviland Limoges. I forget where that is. Limoges. Is that in Cyprus? Now, do these go together? Is that why this is... that way they're together? So what's happened here? Has this gotten a crack in it and then the moisture has gotten in between the layers? Can it be fixed? Can it be cleaned? Look, it doesn't even have a name on it. I mean, that's old. Oh, those are a different one. It doesn't even have a name on it, see? So this is yet another set, perhaps? How many sets are there? This is not the same as that. Well, we already looked at the back. We know they're not. And yet they were all my grandmother's? She had 2 sets? So is this the same? Well, we'll still find out. Just a second, we have to set you down because I need 2 hands. Good grief, isn't that beautiful? I think this goes to this other dark set because it doesn't have a name on the bottom. Isn't that amazing? And I have these. You know, my mother saved this stuff my whole life, right? It was from my grandmother and my mother's aunt, all these people that had stuff. But my mother's side of the family were very poor. They didn't have stuff, I don't think. They may have. Yeah, my mother herself, my mother's mother, she was a school teacher, a single mom. And she raised my mom and her brother and sister. So they didn't have a lot. But they had aunts who, you know, they had come from wealthy heritage. I think there was some very wealthy stuff going on in some of those aunts. The Hamlins and the Pecks and the Cartwrights. Now, I don't know about the Jacksons. They were farmers, but I don't think the Ovens were. So this is what I've been doing down there in Georgia. Just finding all this stuff. Oh, this doesn't fit this. Neither does that, but that fits that where it came from. Isn't this fun? Unpacking China. Because it won't take much room up when it's not all packed up like this. Oh, this had a thing in it. I guess there was no lid, so that was put on top. stuff. I have to wash everything that's come out of my mom's house because for 2 years it was kind of not cared for at all. So my brother was quite sick. No, these weren't even wrapped individually. Aren't they pretty? Wow. I wonder if this has happened because of the storage. I wonder if I could wash them. I shall try. You know, why do you keep dishes that look so bad that nobody wants to put them out on their Christmas dinner table, right? So what are you going to do with them? I could, you know, screw them onto T-posts, onto posts in the garden. But that would really be not very, that would kind of be a permanent thing. See how dark it is though. There's China stain, and why? It's porcelain, and you unstain it. So that one's chipped. But look, the chip is even stained. Oh, you're not feeling well, are you? I've got to give you some more flour. Look at that do. Okay, where's your power button? I'm going to find it again. I keep taking it away. Aren't they beautiful? This is amazing. I mean, just it's what they are, eh? Look, I gotta show you what else I got. Like there were so many boxes of papers downstairs, and nothing really. There's no way to tell what was in a box, or even within the box there would be these big file folders. Vicinity of tall trees, stamping grounds of the Kenyans. And so this is the whole area where my family came from. I mean, both sides of my family came from this area, right? Like I've showed you Millerton, we've been there. Like Izzy, he has a Battle Hill Forge. She does that stuff. This all in Millerton, and my mom lived right here on the state line near Millerton, right on that spot. You know, and so here's Indian Mountain School where my mother's mother worked. And Lakeville, my mother would swim in Lake Winonscapoma and Lakeville Lake. There's another lake there, Lakeville Lake, I think. And like my cousins and all, they live over here, so they know it all, right? It's all like, yeah, that mountain. It's in the Berkshires. And Silver Lake, this is really cool. Silver Lake is where you could see it from the road. And let's see, Hotchkiss School to Sharon. I think there's a Four Corners from Sharon. So that must be it. This is the Four Corners. So my aunts lived right in here somewhere. They had this huge house. They were Hamlins this was Sharon area. Had a huge house, which was anciently the Hamlin house. And then you get over. Let's see, this is Connecticut up here, and this is what's this down here? This is Connecticut. Must be it's really cool because then Culver's Corners. So from Millerton you go out here and you drive out there to Pulver's Corners, and then you come down here on, I think it's called Bean River Road, and then there's this house, and it's way up on the hill, and it's this long white house. That was Tultry's. That was my grandparents' house. My grandmother, who had beautiful dishes, and I don't know if these were her dishes or not. Maybe these were her mother's dishes. You know, it always says it's grandma's dishes, so maybe it's her mother's that she had had all of her life until she had gotten her own set. And so she had never thrown her grandmother's or her mother's. Now she was a Bear, B-A-E-R, and they came from Canada. They came from near Kitchener, Blair. And so the Kenyans lived in one house in Blair, and there was a bunch of boys. And then one of them was my grandfather. And then next door was this house of a lot of girls and 1 or 2 boys. There was 11 and 7, I think. And so my grandmother lived here next door to my grandfather. And that's where they met. And she was a Bear. And the Bears, they worked for other people. They weren't wealthy. I think that my grandfather was a painter, and then he became a doctor, and he moved to the United States, and he practiced medicine after he had been educated in Canada. And there's a bit of a chip on Canadian shoulders when people use our system to get educated, and then they go away and use education somewhere else. Anyway, that's another thing. Anyway, so my grandfather was educated in Canada, moved to the United States to practice medicine in Millerton, New York. And then, actually, they lived in New York City, Mount Vernon or somewhere. And I have the address. I don't remember what it is, 240 something or other. But I could go to that house. I could look at it on Google Earth. I have looked at it on Google Earth. Isn't that cool? You can find the addresses of stuff out. My family was really important to my mom. She was really, see, her dad and mom had divorced when she was 3 or 4, something like that. And so she had been raised by her mom. She dearly loved her dad, but she didn't see him very much, ever, you know, like once a year or something. He lived far away now. And so she was raised, her Aunt Carrie moved in with her mom and them, and Aunt Carrie helped take care of them so that Gertrude, my grandmother, my mother's mother, could work as a school teacher. This is back in the day, you know, this is way back. My mother was born in 1927, so long time ago. These are well used. Look at how much of the stuff has gone from that. Now, what do you use to take stains off? Maybe I should just, shall we move to the sink and try, see what we can do with one cup? Oops, I know that was not something important, that was that stuff. Plug you up over here. You want 2 amps or 1? Oh, 2 is always better than 1, isn't it? Put you in there. Oh, don't fall down. You're not that tired. There you go. Okay, now, what's this? Oh, that's my thing. So we shall try with this cup, which has a big crack in it. This is everything that people throw away. You know, you go to the dump and you find all this old stuff that's really, you know? Okay, we'll just rinse it. We'll start with rinsing and see what happens. Imagine if you put something like this in the dishwasher, it could very well take off the gold band. Look! Oh my gosh, it's not stained, it's dirty. Wow. Wow, this is really something. Just a minute, I'll show you. Yes. Ooh, this is great. What? Show me. Look. Isn't that something? So these really stained things are not really stained. Oh, but I wonder about this one. This one doesn't feel dirty. Nothing is changing. Okay, I'm going to put some of my homemade soap on it. But you know, I see there's a little tiny crack. I bet the crack has let the moisture get under. That's what happened to my tooth. My tooth got a crack in it, and then it turned black in there because stuff got in there and molded or what, you know. In your mouth? What? Anyway, so this is a nice little plate, but it's just gonna be old. Oh, but these yellow stains come off the back. I'm using my homemade soap. I just rubbed it on there. Okay, so that didn't change, but that did. Let's see what I can do. Maybe it just is going to take a little more work. You know, I should have taken a picture of it before because it's so mottled, you know, that you can't tell where I did it. So let's take one area. Okay, so we'll take this area here. Let's see if I can make any difference on that. What's that other one? This is a scratchier one. No, I think it'll mess up. It scratched on the gold a bit, so I'm not going to do that anymore. But interesting, eh? Very, very, very old. Shall I unpack some more? Where am I going to put it all? I know. I have to put that somewhere. I don't even have a place for that. But it needs to be washed. Now we know that. But this is beautiful. You know, I could stack this on top of the other ones in there. Those are not full to the top of that cupboard. But I think I'll stop doing this now. I think I'm gonna go and eat something. See you later. Bye. You can do this at home. Results may differ.